Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope everybody's day is going great. Today's going to be a fun video. We're talking about the Dallas Fuel, Shanghai Dragons, Overwatch League Stage 3 Week 1 opener. Who is going to win? Also, is Effect getting married? We're going to be talking about that as well. After that, the Houston Outlaws have officially signed Arhan to their roster. He is on the team and in the Overwatch League. We'll be talking about that. Lastly, we'll cover a small piece of news. Kabaji and Hunmaru are joining Philadelphia Fusion as streamers. So we'll briefly touch on that at the end. So welcome to the video, guys. If you're new around here, please do consider clicking that subscription button. I upload videos like this every single day. So if you love Overwatch League content, this is the channel for you. And lastly, guys, hit the like button. Let's get this as high as we can. If you're subscribed to me, just click the like button on every single video, guys. There's no reason not to. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for watching. Let's hop into it. All right, so we'll just start off with Effect, guys. Get this out of the way real quick. It seems like he might be getting married. He tweeted this out today. It's just a picture of him with a ring on his ring finger and his girlfriend with a ring on her ring finger. So based off this picture, I would assume that they are engaged now and probably going to get married, right? Most of you probably already know who his girlfriend is. They've been seen together for a while now. They've popped up on XQC stream. They're on Effect stream. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and play this clip of them two the other day. Not gonna lie, it's pretty cute. So let's play it.
어떻게?
왜 이겼으니까?
어?
알았어. 내가 가야 돼?
아니?
잠깐만.
삥뽕.
캠 조심해.
세니카님 간만에 트위치에서 봐서 즐거웠어요.
이렇게 안아줄까?
아니 뭐 어떻게 안겠다는 거야?
아 그래. 자. 고생했어. 잘했다.
So yeah, I mean, they seem like a cute couple. Congratulations to them, I guess. Pretty weird. I don't really cover stuff like this on the channel, but the reason why I'm covering it is because I want to talk about what it means for him as a player and for the Dallas Fuel. As of recent, we've heard even KINGmykL, the coach of the Dallas Fuel, come out and say, oh, the ideal player is somebody who doesn't have a girlfriend, somebody just focused on the game, not really involved with that type of stuff. And here we have Effect now probably getting married. If not, seems very, very close to his girlfriend. So I'm not sure how he's looking at this. And I also do know that Effect is kind of like KINGmykL's poster boy. I've been told by a few insiders now that KINGmykL and Effect have a very tight relationship, and this is where Effect is getting a lot of his authority from. But in regards to KINGmykL's comments about the ideal player and them not having a girlfriend or anything like that, by the way, if you're wondering when he said this, it was said when they picked up Oj, and he said this was the ideal player for him. He has no distractions, completely focused on the game, and all he wants to do is win. When he was talking about distractions, he slipped in girlfriend and said that this was the ideal player for him to coach. I would somewhat agree. I do think it's fine for some players to have girlfriends because they know how to manage it properly. But if a player isn't managing his relationship properly, it's gonna be bad news. So let's talk about somebody who is very open and known to have a relationship in the league. SBB. He's married and he seems to be doing a great job, right? The guy won stage 2. He's consistently considered one of the best tracers in the world, if not the best. So you might be thinking, oh, well, it's fine to have a relationship then. If the best player in the world and the champion has one, then whatever. Well, you also have to look at the details of this relationship. SBB seems to be in a very healthy relationship with a girl that understands his job. And what I mean by that is that she gives him his space. She gives him his time. She lets him practice. She knows that he needs to be alone and not be distracted. You might be asking, oh, well, how do you have proof of this? Well, for one, she doesn't even live in America with him. So I'm 100% positive that he shuts her out during practice times and when he needs to focus, and she allows it to happen. Because if that were not the case, well, then they simply probably would not be together. Or SBB would clearly be distracted and not be performing at the highest level possible, which he very clearly is. So SBB is able to avoid the distraction of having a girlfriend, specifically having her in real life with you. And that's exactly what Effect has, a girlfriend who is with him in real life. So there is a lot of potential for distractions there for him. And let's be honest, we've all been through relationships. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. And usually when they are bad though, it's really bad. Constant arguing, annoying each other. I've had teammates who have had girlfriends. Most of the time, it honestly does not work out. The girlfriend either gets really annoyed or jealous with your job, job and they want to intervene, distract you, that becomes a huge problem. And then the player themselves start to think about what they're doing. You know, do they want this girl? Do they want to focus on the game more? And a lot of the times an ultimatum does happen. I've witnessed it firsthand multiple times throughout my career. At the end of the day, you're going to choose one that you want to focus on more, and the one that you don't focus on ends up slowly dying, whether it's your gameplay or your relationship. Yeah, alright, I just talked about relationships and girlfriends in esports for about 5 minutes. Honestly, you give me any topic, guys, I'll go on and on about it, really. So let's just end it here. SBB obviously has a great relationship. I'm happy for him, but it usually doesn't work out like that. I'm not saying Effect's relationship won't work out. Hopefully it will. I don't know, maybe Koreans have this just a way of figuring relationships out and playing in esports at the same time. I have no idea. Just firsthand, I haven't seen it work out too much. I'm going to be honest here. And let's go ahead and move on, guys. So now we got that out of the way, let's talk about the Shanghai Dragons and the Dallas Fuel. We have a huge matchup coming April 4th, the opener of Stage 3. It's going to be exciting. Both these teams obviously have been going through a lot of internal issues the past few weeks, even months, honestly. Throughout their entire existence in the Overwatch League, both of these teams have consistently been going downhill the entire time. Sure, there were points where both of them looked like they were climbing up and they were going to get better, but then the next week some drama happens and it just goes straight downhill. So we do actually have some news from the Shanghai Dragons the past couple days. We'll go ahead and talk about that. So Shanghai tweeted this out. News update, RUI, Creed, and Sky have arrived in US safely, which is very good. RUI is their coach. He was a coach for MY. Seems to have a really good track record. Creed, the assistant coach, and Sky is a support player. A big problem for the Shanghai Dragons that a lot of people have been talking about is their coaching situation. They've had some coaching changes. We've been waiting for RUI to get here. It's been a long time, and he's finally here, and he'll have over a week to prepare his team for the Dallas Fuel matchup. As well as that, Sky, a very good player. He also competed for Miraculous Youngsters and was considered one of the best supports in all of China. So it'll be awesome having him come in because obviously 5King and Free Fill, they have not performed very good so far. As well as this, Addo, Fearless, they have been in North America for a few weeks now. We actually got to see them at the end of Stage 2, which is good. This means they have had a lot of time now to ease into American culture, ease into the team, and feel what it's like to be on that stage and play in the Overwatch League. As well as this, Gaguri. She is in America. She is ready to play. She's been here for a week, and we could be seeing her in the Overwatch League. So basically the Shanghai Dragons, it seems like everything is finally going well for them. The only person they're missing is Dia, who is still in China going through visa issues, which is pretty unfortunate. He was one of their DPS players. They already lost Undead, and now they don't have Dia. This just leaves Addo as their only DPS player, and it seems like they're probably going to be playing MG on it. So that is the only negative about their entire situation. But the silver lining of it is they've had a long time to practice now. Dia and Undead have both been gone for, what, over a month now? So at least it's not being thrown at them randomly, and they have had time to prepare for this situation. So overall, things are up for Shanghai Dragons. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Dallas Fuel situation. So in that New York Excelsior match, we saw a completely brand new roster. Mickey was on the main tank, Sigil was on off tank, we saw Effect and Rascal in on DPS, then Custa and Chips on support. An entirely new look for them, and it was the first thing to work out for them since they ran XQC. We know they didn't win the set, but they were going up against New York Excelsior, the best team in the world right now, and they got 2 maps. Clearly New York Excelsior was caught off guard. We weren't expecting Dallas Fuel to put up much of a fight. That probably did play a factor in them losing a couple maps. But still, the main point of this story is that the Dallas Fuel were able to be competitive. And what's funny is Sigil wasn't even supposed to play. The only reason he got put in is because Timey went to the bathroom and he took an extremely long time. Sigil got tossed into ring, he looked really good, and they decided to run with it for the match. So you might be thinking, wow, you know, Dallas Fuel, they're on the up and coming. This was great performance for them. But you're right, it was. But what followed up immediately after these matches was a bunch of chaos, inner turmoil, drama, something that we've consistently seen from the Fuel over the past few months. This has happened with the Dallas Fuel every single time. As soon as something goes good for them, 3 days later, something inside of the team happens and it goes straight downhill for the next 3 weeks or a month. We saw this when the season first started. They had a great match with Seoul Dynasty. For some reason, they looked at it as a bad matchup and things went downhill for 3 weeks. They then finally got XQC back. They beat the LA Gladiators. They were looking good. Boom, XQC gets banned. The team goes straight downhill. Timey's playing main tank now. They're not running Rascal. Rumors coming out that nobody's getting along. The team is depressed. Now they get 2 maps off the New York Excelsior and 1 off London Spitfire. 3 days later, Rascal, ACAM, and KINGmykL go through some crazy drama. Probably is the craziest drama that the Dallas Fuel have gone through so far yet. And now here they are, they have an opener against the Shanghai Dragons in 5 days. Will history repeat itself? More than likely, yeah. The Dallas Fuel will come out in this match and not look very good at all. But are they going to look worse than the Shanghai Dragons, who are at an all-time low? Sure, they got these great pieces coming in. It's all coming together for them. But they've only really had a week together. It's not been a month. So I don't know if they've improved as much as they would need to beat the Dallas Fuel. Sure, the Dallas Fuel are a wreck, and they haven't been getting wins off of anybody, but it's the Shanghai Dragons, guys. We got to remember this. They aren't very good. They historically have not been good at all. Just because they finally got their coach here, some new players here, they haven't had much time to practice and get good. There's also a massive language barrier between those players that they brought in, so the chances that they'll have good teamwork or communication is very unlikely. Dallas Fuel have won sets. They've beat the Shock. They've beat the Gladiators. They've almost beat New York. They've almost beat Seoul. The Shanghai Dragons, they've had some close matches. They've had 1-3-2 against the Philadelphia Fusion in stage 1. You know, they've gotten maps here and there, but they've never come close to even winning a set. So do I really want to go as far as saying that they are going to beat the Dallas Fuel, especially when the Dallas Fuel have players on their roster like Rascal, Effect? Siegel just had a breakout performance, and let's be honest, Siegel is a level-headed guy. He's not the type of player who's going to come in, have a great performance, and then 2 weeks later just completely crash and not perform at all. He's the exact opposite of Taimu, in my opinion. So I believe he'll have a consistent performance. The question is, though, who will be playing main tank for them? Oj isn't here. He's still banned. What's KINGmykL going to decide to do? This is the big question for me. Is he going to put Mickey back in there? Which I think he should. Even if Mickey didn't play that well, it worked. The comms were probably there. The atmosphere was there. Whatever Mickey provided was good in that match. So I would put him in. This is the million-dollar question. If the Dallas Fuel run what they ran against New York Excelsior, those comps, those players, and they played how they played against NY, they will obviously win, right? We know this. But the Dallas Fuel, man, they're an absolute wreck. KINGmykL can never do anything properly. For all we know, Taimu's going to be back in there on main tank. They'll put Coco in on support. Siegel's going to be back on DPS. It'll just be a complete mess. Rascal won't see one map. If that is what happens, the Dallas Fuel are going to lose this match. So it comes down to this. Do I trust KINGmykL? Does KINGmykL, the YouTuber who's made so many videos about the Dallas Fuel drama, instigated, caused fights, tried to bring him down, tried to ruin KINGmykL's career, does he trust KINGmykL? Yeah, no, yes, I do trust that KINGmykL is going to make the right decision for this match because things for the Dallas Fuel have seemed to have been going up. We haven't seen any meltdowns from the players. Oh, wait, never mind. Rascal, ACAM, and KINGmykL just got in a huge fight. Oh, shoot. I guess that counts as a meltdown, right? Bingo! Back to square one. Alright, do I trust that KINGmykL is going to make the right decision for this match? Give me a coin. I'm going to flip on it, honestly, because I don't know. If KINGmykL absolutely makes horrible decisions, I don't think KINGmykL will make absolutely horrible decisions, like putting Taimu in on main tank, putting Coco in on DPS. Obviously not going to happen. I think they will run something similar. I think they need to have Siegel in there. If Siegel is in, they will win. If Siegel is not in, they will lose. Because if Siegel's not in, that means Mickey's back on off tank, and that means that Taimu's back in, or Coco, who hasn't played in a couple months, and who has been given no faith by his teammates or coaching staff, probably not going to perform well, right? So they need Siegel in there on off tank, and Mickey in there on main tank. Alright, my final call, you know, this is really a tough one, man, because Shanghai Dragons, they can come out and they can look amazing. But they haven't had the time. They have the pieces finally. They're still missing Dia, though, who is a big part of this team. I don't think MG or whoever they decide to put on DPS with Addo is going to perform that well. 1 week is just simply not enough time for these guys to flip everything around and beat the Dallas Fuel. Sure, the Dallas Fuel are an absolute wreck. The Shanghai Dragons are simply just trash. Individually, if Rascal and Effect are in this match, they should be able to carry this game. Simply put. And if Siegel's in there, I 100% give them the win. So I'm picking the Dallas Fuel, guys. I mean, I would love to pick the Shanghai Dragons and have the Shanghai Dragons win and be like, oh, I told you guys I'm a genius, blah, blah, blah. I predict everything, blah, blah, blah. But it's not going to happen. The Dallas Fuel cannot lose this match. If they lose this match, it is over. I'm going to go the hell in on them if they lose this match, guys. I'm going hard. But yeah, all right. Let's go to move on to the next topic, and let's talk about the Houston Outlaws picking up Arhan. This came out of their Twitter today. Please help us welcome the newest member to the Houston Outlaws, Arhan. Now, we covered this a couple weeks ago when it was leaked by Slasher. By the way, Slasher strikes once again. Seems like everything he says is typically true, so there's no reason not to trust his leaks. And what does this mean for the Houston Outlaws? Well, I don't really know. Arhan We talked about him in the last video. He's played some Tracer in Apex, right? It was 20% of his time he spent on Tracer, which honestly isn't that much. He's mainly known to be a Genji one-trick, and they don't really need a Genji one-trick right now. They need a Tracer. 100% a strong Tracer that can go one-on-one against some of the best Tracers in the league like Prophet, SBB, Carpe, Striker. I mean, even the rising players like Dante and Logix now. And then they went out and picked up Arhan, somebody who was known for projectile. Not even projectile, just like a Genji one-trick, who probably didn't make it in the league for a reason. And honestly, a reason why I think the Houston Outlaws picked up Arhan is because he had personal relationships with Tyrong. We've seen Tyrong advocating for Arhan to be in the league after the signings were announced and he didn't make it. So, you know, it is a little fishy that he is on the Houston Outlaws now and he kind of doesn't play a role they needed. Like, what's the point of picking up a Genji? It's like, sure, it's a Genji meta, but everybody and their grandma knows the Houston Outlaws need a Tracer. Also, it just doesn't make sense. What is Arhan going to play Genji? Is Linkser like the full-time Tracer now and Arhan's going to be the flex player on the team? I don't think that's a good idea. Linkser is a flex god. And we've also never seen Arhan really flex. We haven't seen his Soldier, we haven't seen his McCree, Widow, his hit scan. Not even Pharah. Like, the guy is just straight up a Genji one-trick. Unless he's absolutely been grinding his ass off for the past 6 months on hit scan or Tracer, this makes zero sense. Okay, I get it. It makes sense to go pick up Fact Fiction. You want to build your roster up, you need a second main tank so you can do in-house scrims just like a lot of the other teams. And then you go and pick up Arhan, you know, maybe a slot DPS, fill in another slot for your DPS. Now you have 4 of them. You could do in-house scrims that way. All you need are 2 supports now. That makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is you need a Tracer player so badly. It has been your kryptonite throughout Stage 2. Your players have admitted it on multiple occasions. Jake has come out and said he's not a good Tracer. Linkser has come out and said he's not a good Tracer. Both of them do not want to play that role, and that's why it doesn't make sense. Sure, filling in those sub spots on your roster so you can do in-house scrims is smart, but it's not smart when you need to pick up a starter. They needed to go out and get a guy who's going to play Tracer for them 24/7 in matches, because that's the meta. That's why you haven't been doing good this stage. Everyone knows it. Go get a starting Tracer, not backups. They should have picked up a Tracer, then gotten these backups. I could very well be wrong here. I hope I am. I really do. I hope coming into Stage 3, we see Arhan come out and become an amazing Tracer player. If not, then it's going to be bad news for the Houston Outlaws, because we're in a meta where Tracer carries. Literally, Tracer wins your team games. And if you're not running one or have somebody playing it that is just not good at it, your team's going to do bad. We saw it in Stage 2, and it's going to continue for Stage 3. And if the Houston Outlaws don't win as many games this stage, they're not going to qualify for the playoffs overall. So I'm very worried for them. I really am. That's basically it for this part, guys. Like, it's simple. It really is. Houston Outlaws, they need to get a Tracer player. It doesn't seem like Arhan is that player that they needed to get. And if he isn't, they're going to be in major trouble. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments if you agree on my pick for Dallas Fuel, Shanghai Dragons, the whole Effect married situation, as well as the Houston Outlaws. Let me know. And if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing. I upload content like this every single day. Slap a like on this video. Let's see if we can get it to what? 10K? I believe in you guys. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.